her up, huh?
Yeah, he got her. He was aggressive with her, and lady was just
Defending herself, right?
it was basically protecting herself
Right.
because that same dog like a year later got in another fight with her. He got in two fights with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like basically, but that dog had too many owners at one after his master died.
Oh, okay.
So after his master died, he didn't get stability again. So and you can't do that to a pit bull. Is trade them off to another home,
Oh, it's not good, huh?
That's not
good.
that's not good.
Yeah,
Especially if they're pit. Well, I mean some other dogs, but I mean you can't do that to a pit bull because they're like Chihuahuas. They basically want one owner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're good they're good when they have to when they're with another. If you have a girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever,
Right.
they'll mind whatever that other person's person is.
Really, they'll respect both people.
Yeah, exactly. They'll take them both as a master. Some pit bulls are like that. Some pit bulls just rather have one master.
And that's it. Really.
Yeah, exactly. They're like Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas rather have they'll cling on to one person.
And you know what? A lot of Chihuahuas are aggressive. They can be mean. You know what I mean?
Don't you remember
Chihuahua, they're little,
Samantha's Chihuahua?
Dude, Chihuahuas are little, but they can be mean. They don't take no shit for being so little. You know what I mean?
And the good thing about Lady right now is that she's not in season. Like she just finished going through her thing.
Okay.
Just about a week ago.
Okay, so her cycle's over with.
Yeah, she's good for another like month and a half, I think it is.
How often do they go into a
season? Yeah, and I think it's not every month that they do. It seems like every month, but it's
every
like,
month and a half.
Yeah, a month and a half because I think it's like that.
Really? So female dogs they tend to be going to heat often.
Yeah,
to reproduce.
They tend like if a female senses there's more boy dogs, then she'll stay regularly and come into heat maybe sooner. It all depends on the environment too.
Right.
Like if there's more dogs that are spayed, then they'll tend to not go into season until maybe like at the end of their cycle. Like they'll stay like dry for as long as they have to.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But let's go this way because I don't see any people. Do you? I don't see any people anywhere at all. So let's go this way.
Come on, lady.
Come on, baby. That's a good girl. That's a good girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to you right now. That was already too much for me.
I know. I heard you say, I can't run, man. Somebody go get her. That's why I started chasing going. And then she did come toward me. I was glad to see that. Because I thought I was going to have to go up there with the other dog.
Yeah, because that guy was
we didn't have to do it. He ran scored up.
The guy was freaking out.
Yeah, he started freaking a little bit.
Yeah, the one thing is when I have other dogs, I always tell the other dog to go home or go with their daddy or whoever,
Yeah.
I go, with your daddy or your mom? I was like, go home. That's about it. I was like, with ladies sometimes, I was like, being in the Southside, they'll tell us to get the fuck on out of here, get your dog, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, believe me, even with the little dogs, I would bring them here and let them run loose, and occasionally they would run up to the dog, and people would tell me, hey, they should be on a leash. Maybe they should be on... But I really didn't argue with the people. I just, ignored them, you know what I mean? Because I'm a firm believer that dogs need to run, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I try to let them run late like this. The later you get, there'll be no people. You know what I mean? Like right now, this is pretty desolate. We only let into two people. And I don't see anybody. I'm trying to keep my eyes out for any other dogs or any people. Because I want her to enjoy herself out here, and run. And I don't see that guy. He's long gone. But we can run leash her off. But eventually, You gotta unleash her again. There ain't nobody out there. They're far and few. And the later it gets, they'll be less and less. You know what I mean? Because I was living in the RV, I would go out at 2, 3 in the morning, and there was nobody at that time.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody.
So where was that baseball place that you took the boys one time?
The baseball
So
field.
the baseball field?
In Pink Point, Loma?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I let him run loose, and then one time this guy was way in the woods. I couldn't really see him, and he had a big fucking dog. And his dog, when he saw him, the little dog, he fucking got real fucking in that position like he was gonna come over and fucking fuck with him. But he held his dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
And because of the little dogs I had, shoot, they can't put up a fight. They're tiny. You know what I mean? They're like 10 pounds. A dog could bite one bite would kill him. You know?
Yeah. Being shaking with her would like could easily slap their neck.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the
Come,
boys
lady,
were
come.
always
They
protected.
fought each other. You know what I mean? I used to see them fight, and it was weird because they're so little. But when they would fight each other, it sounded vicious. I mean, they got
Remember how
they,
vicious the boys used to be?
they got vicious. You see them get vicious.
Yep.
Boy, fuck them.
And they were protective because if anybody was near you, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, they would fight them or fucking do that. They were very protective. In fact, Linda, who owns them, would prevent her from getting close to me.
Didn't she get bitten by?
Oh fuck! Linda got bit by the dogs more than anybody else. The dogs bit her more than anybody.
Oh my gosh.
I saw them bite her in the nose, in the neck, in the arm. One time we were driving down the street, and she had Ted practically out the window, and I was on the highway. I told her, Linda, bring the dog, bring him in. What are you doing? And she had him like this, and almost like out the window. She goes, I think he's gonna bite me because when they growl, they got like 3 different octave levels. You know what I mean? Where it'll be, and then they get to the third one, it's like, and anything after that is gonna be a bite. You know what I mean? And when Linda told me, I think he's gonna bite me, I didn't answer because I felt like saying, yeah, I think so too. I think she is gonna bite me.
And then she got bit.
Because he was fucking freaking because she was practically putting him out the window. We were going down the highway.
Oh yeah,
65.
I remember that.
So he was like, fucking, what are you going to do? Throw me out the window? What the fuck? He was ready to bite her. You know? Because she goes, I think he's going to bite me. And I didn't say nothing because if I wasn't going to say anything, I was going to say, I think he is too. You know what I mean? I told her, fucking don't put him outside the window. What the fuck are you doing?
Remember the longest time Teddy would bark at me at the house
Yeah.
for 2 years?
Well, what's that guy that lived downstairs? That's in the gay men's choir. What was his name?
Oh, John Martinez.
John told me. John tried to fucking get to know them dogs, and it didn't matter. They fucking wanted to kick his, bite his ass no matter what. Finally, one time we were out on the street. He laid on the side. He goes, "Here you go. Go ahead and take me, boys. The terrors of Mansfield Street." You know. And then one time this guy was putting an air conditioning unit on the front part of the house. And the dogs fucking ran up on him and started barking. And he jumped up. He goes, oh, goddamn. I go, dude, I'm sorry. He goes, that's all right. He goes, I like dogs. He goes, they're so aggressive, though. And they were, you know what I mean? When the dogs were young, they fed off each other. If one went on the chase, the other followed. You know what I mean? And so they fed off each other's anger or excitement. Yes, because if I would just walk one of them, he was cool, but with both of them, sometimes one or the other would fucking chase after a dog, and then the other dog, even though he was just chilling, he'd see his brother chase, so he'd follow. And then when you got 2 dogs chasing one little dog,
the feeling of who's doing what keeps jumping around.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's like instigating that excitement.
I took the boys one time to Dog Beach, and of course at Dog Beach there's nothing but dogs, and there's dogs running around mingling with each other. And one time I saw Ted and Tim, they tag teamed. They started attacking this one lady's dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. She had her dog on leash, and she pulled her dog back to protect them because the boys were fucking attacking. I don't know why they do that. You know, but like the vet told me, you know what? Just like all people don't get along with all people, not all dogs get along with all dogs. You know what I mean? Sometimes there'll be 20 dogs and the dog will be cool, but he'll walk up to one and they'll start fighting. You know what I mean? He goes, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And I asked him one time, I go, listen, when the dogs fight when I'm there, I go, it sounds vicious. And I assume that when we leave them at home, they fight. What happens? He goes, Well, little dogs like what you got, he goes, they might fight, and they put all their energy into that initial fight. I mean, they'll put all their energy into that 15 seconds of fighting.
Yeah.
But they run out of energy quick, and they just stop. He goes, yeah, but the big dogs, you know, sometimes they'll fight, and it can get ugly. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I knew a girl in Lake Elsinore. She had 3 dogs.
Oh, I remember her.
That girl, she had
Yes.
3 dogs, and then she had a roommate move in with a dog that was, and all 3 of her dogs were like lady size. They're big, you know what I mean? And then this roommate moved in, and he had a dog that was half the size of lady, you know what I mean? And they all left the house and left the dogs there, and those 3 dogs that had been there forever ended up killing that other dog. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Yeah, they went home. They got back home. She told me, Johnny, the fucking dogs killed our roommate's dog. And she goes, I know if I'd have been there, that wouldn't have happened. But you know, they probably. I can only sum it up that was their house. You know what I mean? That was their. And then that dog was new.
Yeah.
And you know, nobody knows because they weren't there. But she said when we got home, the roommate's dog was dead. And the dogs had killed it. You know. Who knows why? You know what I mean? I can only assume that maybe they, you know, they didn't want the newcomer. They were used to all 3 of them having that house. And that new dog came and fucking, who knows, you know, but he died. He got killed.
Oh man.
Yeah. And he was devastated. You know, when you have a dog, that's your baby. You know what I mean? So the roommate was devastated.
Now, how's Teddy taking it?
I knew a guy that had 2, what were they? They were either Rottweilers or they were Dobermans. You know, he was a guy that I worked with, and he also had a monitor lizard that was like 4 feet long, and he had a backyard. He had the 2 dogs in the backyard with the monitor lizard, and he told me, Johnny, they lived together for fucking years. I mean, the monitor lizard was like 1.5 feet when I got it, and then he had grown to 4 feet. He was a big lizard, and he said when one day I came home, John, he came to work all upset. I go, what's wrong? He goes, dude, my fucking dogs fucking tore my fucking lizard apart. You know, he goes, I fucking went to my backyard. And there was pieces of the lizard all over the yard. You know what I mean? They fucking attacked him for some reason, and they killed the lizard.
Right.
Yeah, you know, and the lizard was 4.5 feet. It was a big lizard. But those dogs were, you know, I can't remember if they were Rottweiler. They were big. They were tough dogs. You know what I mean? And he told me, fuck, you know, I was so upset. I fucking was so fucking mad. He goes, dude, they shredded my fucking lizard. He said the lizard was all over the backyard.
Yeah.
They fucking chewed it up.
They probably were. They were probably like always saying, "I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm scared of you. I'm scared of you." Unless they knew that lizard, like, you know, or just wanted to decide to play with them finally.
Yeah.
And they didn't know how to play with him because he's a big ass lizard.
That's right. He was a big ass lizard. The guy had pictures of it. The lizard was fucking. It's just as big, if not bigger, than the dogs. But the dogs, you know what I mean, were tougher. He told me, she like, I came home and she was so upset. He goes, fuck, I wanted to beat their fucking asses. He goes, they shredded my lizard. He goes, my lizard was all over the fucking yard. I thought, God, that must have been a horrible sight to see. Come home and find your pet lizard all over the fucking yard.
The dog that got into it with Lady, he ended up like killing this one. He killed this one poodle, and then he turned around and started to attack the owner, the poodle. The
Owner,
poodle,
really?
Owner, yeah.
So
That's how messed up he was after his master.
Master died, yeah. So what did they do? Did they euthanize that dog? Or
Well,
what?
it took them a while to find out which dog was being that aggressive around that area.
Really? Because there was other dogs too.
Because there was a lot of us homeless people around that area.
That had dogs, right? Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of like, I don't know why they didn't ask me, but you know what? He's the one. But Lady got him back that second time around. But I was in the middle of that fight. I was in the middle of both fights.
Dude, I couldn't imagine trying to separate 2 big dogs like this from fighting. Because I used to, when the boys would fight, they sounded horrible. They just, and I would grab them by their faces. And remember, Sean?
Yeah, I remember.
And I'd separate them. You know what I mean? And yeah, I got bit a couple times.
Linda didn't know how to do it.
But Linda didn't know how to do it. She was amazing. They start fighting, you like grab their faces and separate them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But dogs this big, Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I don't know how you stop dogs.
Dude, no, yeah, you get right in. I like okay if because Buddy had a hold of her face and she was trying to pull him back, but because I noticed that he had a grip of her eyelid, I told her not to pull anymore because he's got a hold of her.
Right. So
Because I didn't want her to have a big ass
scar or
scar.
go blind or whatever. Yeah.
I was like, because the next thing would have her. Well, anyway, I was able to like punch him in the gut,
Uh huh.
and then
You let go of it?
no, not yet because and then I was like, oh, I was gonna punch him again, but I didn't have any more strength after that. But I was like, I went after his mouth to try to break it up, and right there where he basically I smothered his nose so he would have to
Let go.
let go.
Yeah, because he couldn't breathe.
So once he did that, I was able to pry his jaw open, and then lady broke loose, and then that's when they. But yeah, I was
But
like,
the other people got into it too. Were you the only one like separating them?
I was the only one separating at that time. But the last time, the very last time where she got into it again with him, he can't like. Him and lady were going at it, and I was like, okay. So I was on the floor. I was trying to break them up, even when I was like kicking him and then pulling lady away. I had her pulled away from him, but then he jumped back inside. So I ended up like throwing my body, and then like breaking him up again. I don't know how many times I broke him up.
Really? Because they were getting into it.
Yeah.
And what do? You separated your feet, literally threw your body between them.
I kept throwing my body between them because I was like, I kept trying to hold her back, but you know what? I was like, he's the one that's off the leash, you know. I should be letting lady go at it because, he's kicking my ass too, you know. Like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, the dog was kicking your ass too, right?
So the minute I saw a chance when I saw that I broke him up, but he was gonna lunge back at her. I was like, I let lady go, and she went right after him, and I was like, and then I was able to break her off of him, and then once I got like I got my second win. Please calm down. That's not for you. No, don't make a mess.
There, so
Don't make a mess. No, lady, stop it. Leave it alone. And then once I was able to break her and pull her back to me, there was a grocery cart right there, and I grabbed that. I grabbed onto the grocery cart and rammed it right in front of him, and he slammed right in front of it.
really,
Like,
he hit it full.
He hit it hard, and I was like, "That's what you get, you little fucker." I was like, "Leave us alone." It gave me time to like back lady up.
Was it a pit bull?
Yeah,
It was another pit bull.
It was another pit bull. He was just going. He just didn't like lady for some reason because every time he would come around, even when he was walking,
He would pop up and shit.
he would like taunt her on the other side of her of the tent and stuff. Lady, stay over here. Come on, silly.
No. That's a big girl. You a big girl. That's my baby. That's my baby. That's my baby, huh? That's my baby.
Yeah, she saw those people there. She was wondering if they had a dog or something.
Yeah.
Heck,
Because
keep
the
on
boys were
walking
the
back
same way.
there.
I'm telling you, the boys.
Come on.
If they saw another dog, I don't care if it was way the fuck over there. They'd start running over there. And one time the fucking Ted started running at this lady. She had her dog, and I was going, Ted, and he didn't listen to me. He kept running to that dog, and the lady stood in, she put her dog behind herself and put herself in front of Ted. And I told the lady, I'm sorry, he won't fight, and she goes,
Leave it.
how did she answer me? She told me, I don't know. It looked like Ted was on a mission. That's what she told me. It looked like Ted was on a mission, and he was. He was running up. He never wanted to fight, but he would sniff them out.
Stop it. Leave it alone.
He would sniff them out.
Leave it alone, lady. Come on. No trouble, huh? Stop it, lady.
That's a good girl. That's my baby. That's my baby. That's my girl. She's a good
Oh,
girl.
strong.
That's my
Yeah,
baby.
she's like, she's.
That's a good girl. That's a good girl.
No, lady, come on, leave it alone. Come on, we're going to go this way. Come on,
You
we're
see
going to.
anybody?
I see somebody over there.
Where?
Where lady keeps on right there. Oh, right over. See Johnny, right over.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, okay. Let's
like-
go this way.
Go the
Let's
other
go
way.
this way.
Other way. Come on. Lady, come on, you're missing something else. Well, lady, come here. Come here, silly. Step over.
She's got good eyes and good snout. She saw what I didn't see. I didn't see that people with people.
Yeah, she can smell. Come on, leave it.
And even though they're that far away,
She's still.
I'm telling you, if Ted saw a dog that far away, he would fucking run over there, dude.
So
And I'd be
with lady,
screaming.
lady.
I'd be screaming, Ted. He fucking wouldn't listen to me at all. He just kept going.
So how's poor Ted now? He's alone.
He looked. Do you know what? She hasn't.
She what?
She hasn't. Sent him to the hair cutters. You know what I mean?
She hasn't.
And his hair looks good, but she's been brushing him. He looks badass. He's got this fucking long fucking hair. I took him to Ocean Beach, and I was walking with Ocean. There was a lot of other people walking their dogs in Ocean Beach, but the people were looking at Ted. They were like, "Oh my God, look at that dog! He looks fucking badass when he has long hair." And, and Ted is a Shih Tzu, and Shih Tzus can get really long hair, you know.
Oh, okay.
And but when they do that, they're high maintenance. You gotta fucking comb them, or it'll start natting up.
Yeah. How hard has it been on Ted since he's by himself?
He seems to be cool with it. You know, his brother died and his mother died, but he didn't. Like, I wanted to see the reaction when the dog died. His brother died. I wanted to see.
What was the reaction?
Well, I really. He got ran over, so I walked up and I picked him up. You know, after they ran him over, and I was mad, dude. That the reason I was leaving was because Linda didn't buy ice, dude. And when you're living in an RV and you got food, you gotta have ice. And I'd been gone for 2 days, and I told Linda when I got there I was really thirsty, and I go, Linda, should we have ice? And she goes, no. And I go, fuck. And then I'm gonna go get ice. And when I'd been gone 2 days, so the dogs wanted to come with me, and I let him out of the house, out of the motorhome, and I started walking toward the RV. And Ted and his mother stayed on the side of the street. But Tim, when he wants to pee, he will not, like Ted will piss in the middle of the yard, or he'll shit in the middle of the concrete.
Anywhere.
He don't give a fuck. If he has to shit, he'll squat and shit. He don't give a fuck. But Tim, when he has to shit, he wants to find grass, and he walks around. It takes him a while before he pisses or shits. Ted will just squat in the middle of the street. But Tim, so there was no grass on this side of the street that I was on, so he ran across the street. So I had two here, and one was across the street. So I took care of these two. I fucking walked them over to the car, and they got in the car, and then I go, I shouldn't have said this. I go, come on, Tim. And it was the day after Thanksgiving, which is Black Friday. So there was all kind of cars driving to the fucking when I said that, I fucking heard the car. Boom. I could tell that I mean, I didn't see it, but I could tell that they ran over Tim. And when I heard that noise, I go, no! I screamed, and fucking I looked over, and fucking Tim was he was dead. I mean, he was a little dog, and the car ran over him. He was dead immediately. He died like that. And when I picked him up, there was blood on me. You know, he fucked him. I fucked. God, if I could live that day over, when he died, dude, it was like a family member died. I mean, I fucking cried like a fucking my mother.
Remember how you cried when Cruzy Cruz got ran over?
Dude, I never cried in my life as much as I did when Cruzy died.
Yeah.
My own mother died, but I knew she was getting cancer, so I prepared for it.
Yeah, you had.
Yeah, but when
Cruzy
died, dude, I thought I was going to grow old with Cruzy when he died, dude. I was devastated.
I never come back since we
Dude, my eyes, I don't remember. Dude, my eyes were swelled up. The next morning, I fucking cried my eyes out all night long when Cruzy died, dude. Because he got hit by a car. He was running toward me. Dude, I was walking and I started feeling like there was too many cars. So I told him, Cruzy, come here. And he came over and I turned on his little light. He had a fucking necklace with a light on it, you know what I mean? I turned it on and so they would see him. And then he fucking ran over the distance and this car started coming up the street and he fucking started running toward me and he was running toward me and that car fucking canned. I heard it. Boom, you know? And then I saw Cruzy roll under the car. I saw him fucking roll. He got like three rolls. And the car was gone. Thank God the car hit him, but they didn't run over him. But but they hit him so hard that he must have gotten internal bleeding or something.
Yeah.
Because when he laid there after they quit rolling,
Like
and he
he
quit rolling, he was laying there, and his head, he went like this, dude. He lifted up his head, and then he laid back down, and he was dead. You know what I mean? But he lifted up his head after rolling 3 times. I thought he was going to get up. I saw him lift his head up, and then he laid back down. And I walked up, and I didn't know this because I thought maybe some dogs can pass out.
Yeah.
But Linda told me that's not true, dude. When the dogs don't pass out and then wake up. I mean, she said when a dog doesn't move, it's dead. And so I fucking walked over and I picked him up off the floor and carried him all the way back to the house. And fuck, I was just hoping he would wake up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he didn't look like he got ran over. He just got hit by the car and rolled under it, but none of the wheels ran over him. So I thought he would wake up. And Linda said, "No, he's dead. He's fucking dead."
Their eyes were puffed.
Oh
up.
fuck, dude! I fucking
We
never
went buried
never
him
in my
2 days
life
later.
did I cry as much as when that dog died.
Yep.
I was devastated, dude.
Now, Jessie, how did she die?
Jezebel to me was just old. I mean, I wasn't
Okay.
there when she died.
Okay.
Linda had the dog, and she told me she took Jezebel. She took Ted and Jezebel to a dog park, and she said, and I saw Jezebel, drink off a dish that other dogs